Okay, now let's take a look at 17.8, caller ID blocking with SIP and skinny phones. We're told to ensure that any skinny phone callers that wish to block their caller ID may do so by prefixing their dialed number with the pattern of *67 to ensure that regardless of where a call originates, that all calls made out to the PSTN emergency number of 112 that were not prefixed with the 0 trunk code only have their calling name hidden from the PSTN receiving phone, and to ensure that regardless of where the call originates, that all calls made out to the PSTN emergency number of 112 that were prefixed with a 0 trunk code have both their calling name and caller ID hidden from the receiving PSTN phone. And I need to see if I can get my Cisco IP communicator to pull up here. So that we can see what the PSTN sees. Okay, so now we're going to first just place a call from any one of these phones out to 112. Oops, I hit the wrong phone. There we go. All right, so go off hook and dial 112. And we see that we only see the number. Let's take a look. It's very possible that let me pull this over just so that I don't give it away. Do show run, pipe to section voice 1. Yeah, I forgot to get rid of that from the, right? Forgot to get rid of that from the startup config. Write myself a note to do that. Okay, so let's try this again. Desmond places a call to 112, and we see from Desmond Hume at his DN. Also, if we call from Desmond to 112, we also see from Desmond Hume. Okay, so the way to deal with this is really quite simple, and I had already had it configured, forgot to pull it out, but it's done now. We're going to first, let's do show run pipe to section voice 1. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. Well, yeah, let me clear that away. 1 space. Here's my POTS dial peer to just 112, and we'll also do it to POTS dial peer 2, which is 0112, the trunk code. So we're going to go into dial dash peer voice 1, and we're simply going to say, we're simply going to issue the command of CLID, caller ID, strip, and we can either strip name or restrict the name if the progress indicator is restricted. Okay, so actually carry through with that. We can give a reason, or we can just say enter. Okay, so we were told in this task that if they dial 112 that is not prefixed with a 0, which is the dial peer we're on, only, and the key word there, have only their CNAM hidden from the PSTN receiving phone. So we want to strip name. We look back at show voice 1 dial peer, we see that CLID strip name is what shows up. So let's try the call. And let's show our phones as well. I'm just dialing 112. I did not dial the 0. and the number is still there, but the name is gone. Okay? Now, if we go into dial peer 2, which as we know is the 0112, and we also do caller ID strip name, but we also do caller ID strip, and we look at that again, we see that this one contains both caller ID strip and caller ID strip name. But if we look at dial peer voice 1, it only has strip name. Okay, so one strips number and name, which is the 0 trunk. The other one only strips name. So let's try the call again. This time we'll dial 0112, and we see that it shows from unknown number. Okay, so when we dialed 0112, it stripped both. When we dialed just 112, it only stripped the name, did not strip the number. Okay? Okay, we were also told to provide a global method whereby people could strip their caller ID by dialing *67. This is caller ID, and we can say caller ID name only. That's actually the default, which is to allow the name for display. Caller ID block and code, and we're going to use *67. And I believe this is where it was getting confused with the *61 for the night service earlier, because it remembered the *67. But we'll test that in a bit. All right, so now let's first have Desmond call over to lock by going off hook and dialing *67. Now this shows not working right now. Let's recreate all the CNF files. Have those phones restart. We may need to reload the router because this is the second spurious traceback error we've had. Okay, everything's reloaded. Let's try the call again. Yep, it's not working. So, going to reload the router, and we'll come back and we will test these pieces as soon as we finish reloading the router. I should probably make sure the system is written first. It would normally ask you, but just to be safe.